everyone, it's Tiffany, and today I'm going to be sharing a few books that I bought recently. I took a trip to Dallas with my friends Catherine and Priscilla, and we went to this antique, vintage, secondhand store, and they had a bunch of books. They had this room that had a bunch of books in it, and then they had this shelf that had a bunch of books that were only 50 cents, and Tiffany kind of went a little crazy. I actually only bought 8 books, so that's not going too crazy compared to things that I have done in the past whenever I've gone to stores like this and books were like super cheap. But I bought 8 books. I'm super excited to share them with y'all, so let's just get right into it. So the first 2 books I'm going to share with y'all from the vintage store that I went to are both by Meg Cabot. I love Meg Cabot. I used to read all the Princess Diaries books. I don't remember when what the last book that I read was in that series, but I've also read a ton of other books by Meg Cabot because she's so awesome. I love how diverse her book series are, and I just love her book series. I have quite a few of her books on my shelves, but I'm about to add 2 more to them. So the first one is Pants on Fire, and this is actually a book that I had never heard of before, but I saw that it was by Meg Cabot and I was like, hey, why not? So this book is about a girl named Katie Ellison, and she's basically a liar, hence, liar, liar, pants on fire, and she is cheating on her boyfriend, and she's done all these things, and one of the things that she did was she spray painted Tommy Sullivan is a freak on somewhere in the school, I think. Oh, in the school gymnasium. And I'm assuming that's what she did. It said something in the description about she wants to tell people what really happened the night that was spray painted on the gymnasium wall, and I'm guessing she had something to do with it. And so this Tommy Sullivan person, apparently he left and now he's back, and she is convinced that he is out for revenge, and I guess we'll just see what happens with Tommy and Katie. And the second book that I got by Meg Cabot is called Airhead. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what this book is about. I read the description and it didn't really make sense to me. All I know is that the girl, I believe her name is M, she goes to this place with her sister because the celebrity that her sister has a crush on will be signing autographs there, and then something happens and all of a sudden she is girly rather than a tomboy, and I don't know, it says something changes her life forever. I'm not really sure. The description was really vague, but Meg Cabot has not disappointed me, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. Another book I got is called Forthcomings by Megan McCafferty, and if y'all don't know, this is actually part of the Jessica Darling series, and I only have the first book in the series, which is this one. It's called Sloppy First, and obviously it follows a girl named Jessica Darling, and with this one she's in high school and just going through all of that high school angst. These books, I've only read the first 2, but they are so hilarious. I love the Jessica Darling series, and I haven't read the 3rd or 4th one, and according to this, there's also a 5th one that I did not know about. But so I guess I need to get the 3rd one before I can read this one, but I saw this and I was way too excited, so of course I had to get my hands on it because 50 cents, hey. But yeah, Jessica Darling, if you have not read anything in the Jessica Darling series, you definitely need to get on that. If you are a girl and you enjoy YA novels, then you should definitely get on that. But yeah, definitely looking forward to reading Forthcomings and whatever the 3rd book is called too. So this next book that I got is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and if you don't know what this book is, then I'm just going to need you to just find it out on your own, because this book has become super popular. It's become a movie, and this book is just insane. So insane. This is one of the most frustrating books I've read. The ending, I was like, really? Are you kidding me? It's just so frustrating, but it was still really good. I love Gillian Flynn. Oh, I've only read 2 books by her. I still haven't read Sharp Objects. but I loved this book. I loved Gone Girl, and I loved Dark Places. Definitely both super awesome, definitely kept me at the edge of my seat. Both books did. I like Dark Places more than I liked Gone Girl, but I still enjoy Gone Girl even though the ending was super frustrating. And if you haven't read this or you haven't seen the movie, you definitely need to do both, but read the book first because that's just what you should do with all books that turn into movies. So I don't know when I'll be rereading this, but maybe one day in the future, but I'm definitely excited to have it on my shelf. So the next book I got is called Fallen. It's by Lauren Kate, and this book has been recommended to me many times on Goodreads, on Overdrive, and then just by people that like to read similar books to me. And this book is about this guy. His name is Daniel Gregory, I believe. Yes, Daniel Gregory, and then there's this girl named Luce Price, and she just kind of gets smitten with Daniel, and he like wants nothing to do with her, and she just ends up falling for him in spite of the fact that he wants nothing to do with her, but apparently there's some kind of secret, there's a reason that he is avoiding her and not talking to her and just kind of pushing her away. So I guess we'll see what the secret is. So this next book is also part of a series. It's Shopaholic Takes Manhattan, and I've only actually read the first book in this series, which is Confessions of a Shopaholic. I'm sure you've heard of it, and it was made into a movie. I only read the first book, which was Confessions of a Shopaholic, and it was super cute. The movie I thought was good, but not great, but the book was incredible. I loved it so much. It's so hilarious, and so I definitely want to read the rest of the series, but for some reason, I keep on buying random books in the series, but not in order. So pretty much any time that I see a Shopaholic book, I just buy it, but I haven't gotten the whole series in order. I just have random ones here and there. I feel like I have like Shopaholic and Baby and maybe another one. I don't even have Confessions of a Shopaholic, I don't think. So yeah, I definitely want to read this. I want to read Shopaholic Takes Manhattan, but I also want to read the rest of the books in the series and probably reread the first one because I just loved it so much. I'm just kidding, look. Confessions of a Shopaholic. I guess I do have it on my shelf. Clearly I don't know all the books that I have on my shelf. I need to do something about that. This next book is by Mitch Albom. It's called For One More Day, and I've never read anything by Mitch Albom, but I have a book on my shelf that just has a similar look to it, and so I was like, I don't know what this is about, I'm just gonna grab it. But I read the sleeve, and it's about this guy who his father said you have to be a mama's boy or a daddy's boy, and he chose to be a daddy's boy, and then all of a sudden his dad disappears whenever he's 8, and so his mom raises him by herself, and then being raised by a single mom just causes him problems in life, and then he ends up losing himself as an adult and becomes like an alcoholic and just having problems, and then he decided that he wanted to take his life, and so he goes back to his childhood home, and his mother has been dead for 8 years, but whenever he goes to his childhood home, his mom actually welcomes him. I don't really know how that works, but apparently she welcomes him, and it's just, it's called For One More Day, and it's just kind of about if you had the opportunity to spend one more day with somebody that you loved, that you lost, what would you do? So yeah, sounds like an interesting book and kind of short too, and look how big the words are too. So this would probably be a super quick read, but it definitely sounds intriguing. And the last book that I got is by an author that I'm sure you've heard of. It's Lauren Weisberger. She's the author of The Devil Wears Prada, and this book is Everyone Worth Knowing. And this book follows a girl, I think she's 27, her name is Bet, and she was working at like a boring job where she had to work 80 hours a week, and just one day she just decides to up and quit, and then she meets somebody named Kelly, who is the owner of a PR firm. And then Kelly gives Bet a job, and then all of a sudden Bet is just kind of pulled into this world of celebrities and stardom and all of this stuff. She goes to awesome parties, and like her job description is basically to get out and about and have people know your name. Basically getting paid to party is essentially what the summary was getting at. And then all of a sudden she is just seen in like these gossip columns and all these things, and so her personal and her professional life, like the line just starts to get blurred, and she just kind of, I don't know what happens, but that's just kind of the gist of it. She has a boring job, and then she has an exciting job, but then her exciting job starts turning into something where she kind of loses herself in this world. So this definitely sounds like something that I would love to read. I love Lauren Weisberger. I've only read The Devil Wears Prada, but I own a few of her other books, and I definitely plan on reading those. So those are the 8 books that I got whenever I went shopping in Dallas at the vintage store. Those books were only like together like $4 plus tax, of course. And I get happy when I buy one book for $4, so being able to buy 8 of them for $4 is freaking awesome. But I'm definitely excited to dive into all of those, except there are a couple that I definitely need to read the rest of the series first before I read that one. But that's okay, because the more books to read, the better. And so yeah, that's it. That was my book haul, and I hope y'all loved it, and I hope that y'all, or I guess if y'all have read any of these books or have recommendations for me, definitely leave those in the comments below and let me know, because I love getting book recommendations. And then I also love hearing y'all's thoughts on books that I plan on reading soon. So definitely share any of those thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, definitely be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, I don't know why I'm saying definitely so much. It's just kind of flowing out, word vom. I don't know. But anyway, I hope y'all are having an awesome, great, wonderful, lovely day. I was going to say awesome again, and that would have just been kind of redundant. But anyway, I hope your day is really awesome as you are. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Love y'all. Bye.